If the leaves on your rhododendron have started turning yellow and the veins are still stubbornly green, and you have already bought 2 or 3 different plant food products from the garden store and nothing is working, you are chasing the wrong solution. Your plant does not need more food. It needs the exact opposite. And the fix that actually works costs less than $3, uses ingredients you already have in your kitchen, and shows results on new growth within 7 days. Here is why almost nobody knows this. The plant food industry sells you expensive iron supplements, acidifying fertilizers, and specialty products for yellowing leaves. Every one of those products works technically, but they fix a symptom the wrong way. The kitchen mix I am about to give you fixes the actual cause faster and cheaper, using 3 things that have been sitting in your pantry the whole time. In the next few minutes, you'll learn why your rhododendron leaves are actually turning yellow. You'll learn why every store-bought fix is a bandage, not a cure. You'll learn the exact 3-ingredient mix that reverses the problem in a week. And near the end of this video, you'll learn the one common application mistake that ruins the mix even when the recipe is perfect. Stay with me. Why your leaves are actually turning yellow. Look at the yellow leaves on your rhododendron. Really look at them. If the leaf is fully yellow all the way through, that is one problem. But if the leaf is yellow between the veins and the veins themselves are still bright green, you are looking at something completely specific. That green-veined, yellow-leaved pattern has one main cause. Your soil is not acidic enough anymore. Here is what is happening. Rhododendron is an acid-loving plant. It evolved on cool forest floors where fallen leaves and pine needles kept the soil highly acidic. The plant is genetically wired to expect a pH somewhere between 4.5 and 6. That is very acidic soil. When your soil pH drifts higher, closer to 7, something invisible happens underground. The iron that is already in your soil that has always been there becomes chemically locked. The plant cannot pull it up. The roots reach for iron and find nothing they can use. Iron is the mineral your rhododendron uses to make chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is what makes leaves green. No iron, no chlorophyll, yellow leaves. But here is the important part. It is not that the iron is missing, it is that the iron is trapped. Which means you do not need to add iron, you need to unlock it. Why every store-bought fix is a bandage. So why hasn't the $20 bottle of iron supplement fixed the problem? Because it treats a symptom, not the cause. When you pour a store-bought iron supplement onto alkaline soil, the plant does absorb some of it immediately. The leaves may green up for a few weeks, but the underlying pH problem is still there. The soil is still too alkaline, the iron already in the ground is still locked, and within a month or 2 your plant is right back where it started, yellow leaves and all. That is why gardeners end up buying iron supplements every single spring, sometimes twice a season, for years. The real fix is to change the soil chemistry, to bring the pH back down where rhododendron wants it. Because when the pH is right, the iron unlocks itself, the plant absorbs everything it needs, and the leaves stay green without you doing anything else for the rest of the season. The kitchen mix does exactly that. It acidifies the soil, adds a small amount of directly absorbable nutrients, and it does it in less than a week. Here is the recipe. The Forbidden Kitchen Mix, the peak. Here is the exact mix, 3 ingredients, 10 minutes. Ingredient 1, 2 cups of used dry coffee grounds, not fresh grounds, not moldy grounds, just the ones you would normally throw away after brewing your morning coffee. Let them dry out on a paper plate for a day if they are still wet. Coffee grounds do 3 things at once. They mildly acidify the soil, they add a small amount of nitrogen, and they improve the top layer of soil so it holds moisture better, which the plant needs during recovery. Ingredient 2, 2 tablespoons of Epsom salt, plain, white, unscented Epsom salt from the drugstore or grocery store, the exact same one people use in bath water. Epsom salt is magnesium sulfate. It adds 2 things your plant needs immediately: magnesium, which is a second key mineral for making chlorophyll along with iron, and sulfur, which is the ingredient that actually acidifies your soil over time, more reliably than anything else in this mix. Ingredient 3, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar mixed into 1 gallon of water. Not apple cider vinegar, not any flavored vinegar, plain white vinegar. The vinegar water does one important job: it gives your soil an immediate short-term pH drop. That temporary drop is what unlocks the iron that is already down there right now this week. That is why you see results in 7 days instead of 7 weeks. The vinegar buys you time while the coffee grounds and the Epsom salt build a lasting change. Combine all three in a clean bucket, stir well, that is the mix. How to apply it correctly. Now here is how to apply it. This part matters as much as the recipe. Do not apply it at the trunk of the plant. That is a common mistake. I will come back to it in a moment. Instead, walk around your rhododendron and look at the outer edge of the leafy canopy. Trace an imaginary circle on the ground directly beneath that outer edge. That circle is called the drip line. It is where rain drips off the leaves and where the plant's feeder roots actually live. Sprinkle the coffee grounds and the Epsom salt in a ring along that drip line, not piled up, spread out evenly, about a 2-inch wide band all the way around the plant. Then pour the vinegar water over the top of that ring slowly in a full circle around the plant. Let it soak in. Finally, if you have any pine needles, oak leaves, or bark mulch, cover the ring with a light layer about 1/2 inch thick. This holds moisture in and lets the mix work slowly into the soil. That is the whole application, 10 minutes once a week for 4 weeks. The 7-day timeline, what to expect. Here is what to expect day by day so you know it is working. Day 1 to day 2, nothing visible on the leaves yet. The mix is working underground, dropping the pH and starting to release the locked iron. Day 3, look at any brand new leaves at the very tips of the branches. If new growth is emerging, it will already be a healthier green color than the yellow older leaves next to it. This is your first signal. Day 4 to day 5. Older yellow leaves start to show subtle greening, usually starting at the base of the leaf near the stem and slowly spreading outward. The change is gradual. You have to look at the same leaf every day to notice. Day 6 to day 7. Clearer greening across the plant. New buds may appear where none were forming before. The overall shape of the plant looks less stressed, more upright. By day 7, you should see visible improvement. If you do not, the problem is not what we have been discussing. It is likely root rot, overwatering, or a fungal issue, and you would need to check the soil drainage. But 9 times out of 10, when the yellow with green veins pattern is present, the kitchen mix does exactly what this video promises. The hidden mistake that ruins everything. Now this next part is the one I promised you at the beginning, and it is the reason most people who try a kitchen mix like this see no results at all. Applying the mix at the trunk of the plant. It seems logical. The trunk is the center of the plant. If you want to feed the plant, you feed the middle. Almost every gardener who tries a homemade fix does exactly this. It does not work. Rhododendron does not absorb nutrients through its trunk. The trunk is a delivery pipeline, not an absorption point. The actual feeder roots, the thin, hair-like roots that pull water and minerals from the soil, are spread out in a wide ring, roughly under the outer edge of the leaves. When you pour a beautifully mixed acidifier at the trunk, the mix soaks straight down through the middle of the plant, past the woody structural roots that cannot absorb anything, and into the soil below. The feeder roots, sitting 18 inches out at the drip line, never see a single drop. You made the mix correctly, you applied it faithfully, and the plant never got it. This is why the drip line rule is not optional. It is the difference between a fix that works in 7 days and a fix that never works at all. Apply the mix in a ring along the drip line, never at the trunk every time. So there it is. 2 cups of used coffee grounds, 2 tablespoons of Epsom salt, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar in a gallon of water. Applied in a ring along the drip line, never at the trunk, once a week for 4 weeks. Do it correctly, and by the end of the first week you see the first hint of green returning. By the end of the 4th week the yellow leaves are gone, the plant is thriving. And you never had to spend $20 on a bottle of iron supplement. Your rhododendron did not need more food, it needed the right soil. The kitchen had the answer the whole time. We'll see you in the next one.